Hello, today is 13th April 2021. As on today, in a day's time, in 24 hours in India, more than 1,70,000 people have been infected of coronavirus. At the same time, in India, more than 100 million people have been vaccinated. But most of them who have been vaccinated have no idea what vaccination is. How does it help? How does it prevent the disease? I don't think even 1% of the people who have been vaccinated know the difference between a vaccination and a medicine or a drug, which we normally take it from our family physician. Before we go, how the vaccinations help prevent the disease, let's see the difference between a vaccination and a medicine or a drug. A medicine, whatever you get it across the street from a chemist shop, it can be an antibiotic, it can be a tablet, it can be a capsule. What are these medicines? They cure a particular disease. But what is a vaccination? Vaccination prevents the disease. And let's understand in a layman's language, vaccinations are given to healthy people. Mind it, vaccinations, you don't get a vaccination because you are sick. Recently, all people are going for vaccination. It's not that they are infected with coronavirus. They want to prevent the disease. But medicines are taken to cure a disease, vaccination to prevent a disease. That's the first point of difference. And the second point of difference, vaccinations create herd immunity. That means we can control the disease. We can control corona, as on today with vaccinations, herd immunity. Because what happens when majority of the people are vaccinated, and we can break the chain, we can break it, the infection from one person to the other person. If 70% of the population is vaccinated or 80% of the population is vaccinated, even the 20% of the people who didn't get the vaccination, maybe because of some disease, they couldn't take vaccination because they have cancer, they have HIV, or maybe they are too small kids, maybe they have, some of the women are pregnant, so they are not advised to go in for vaccination. Mind it, when we get the herd immunity, even these people are also protected. That's the advantage of vaccination. And medicines benefit an individual who is sick. Vaccination benefit the whole society. Medicines only benefit only that particular individual, whereas vaccinations benefit the whole society. And vaccinations, they have a schedule, maybe the first dose, second dose, that's how we go about. And they have schedules for different age groups. Medicines do not have any such schedules. You can have it from a doctor or you can have it from a chemist and have it. And one more difference between a vaccination and a medicine or a drug is vaccination is always stored in cold storage. Some of the vaccinations, you must have heard it or read in the newspapers, they need extreme sub-zero temperatures. But medicines, they don't need such kind of temperature. You must have seen in the chemist shops, a lot of medicines are just lying without any cold storage facilities. Vaccinations, the one important point is vaccinations are always administered through injections. Of course, there are some vaccinations have come recently which they are administered through your nose, nasal sprays. But most of the medicines or drugs, they are swallowed, maybe in terms of tablets, maybe in terms of capsules. Okay, that's the difference we're seeing between a vaccination and a drug. Now let's go and see how do the vaccinations help to prevent a disease. How do they help it? How does they help it in your human body? We know the whole atmosphere is surrounded with so many bacteria, virus, and so many harmful you have fungus. What happens, some of them, we call them as pathogens. So when a pathogen goes in your body, then from there we'll study how the vaccinations help. When it goes into your body, human body is a marvel, right? It's a very, very magical powers it has. It has so many systems. We have a digestive system, you have excretion system, you have reproductive system, and one of the most important system in human body is immune system. What does the immune system does? It creates immunity. When a pathogen enters into the body, what happens? So we call these pathogens have small parts. If you take a case of a corona, I'm sure you must have seen in the pictures, they have spikes. So these spikes are the subparts of this virus. We call them as antigens. So these antigens, they create antibodies in the human body. And these antibodies act like soldiers. So they help to destroy these pathogens, these viruses. And when a new kind of virus enters the body, because our body has millions and trillions of antibodies, and these antibodies destroy these pathogens or viruses because they're used to their system. But when a new virus enters into your body, maybe it is corona, because your immune system cannot recognize. Your immune system, it takes time for it to create antibodies or the soldiers. So in the meantime, what happens? They keep on multiplying in the body, this coronavirus, and you fall sick, and maybe you need hospitalization, and sometimes your immune system is weak. I'm sure you will die. So how does it help? How does vaccines help? Now we come to exactly the topic, how do the vaccines help? The main purpose of a vaccine is to prevent disease. I told you. How do they do it? See, when they inject a vaccine in your body, what exactly is a vaccine? It is inactive or dead cells of same virus, or maybe coronavirus, they inject in terms of vaccination. So when they go to your body, what happens inside? These, we call them as antigens. Here you remember the corona has spikes. That spike, we can call it as antigen. Or sometimes what happens, they don't have to put the whole inactive cell or organism. They put only the spike, a part of it. So it goes to the immune system. This antigen, it develops antibodies. So when it develops, these antibodies destroy the virus. That's how these vaccines help. There's one more advantage here. See, mind it, one antibody can respond to one kind of virus. It won't respond to all the viruses. It will recognize only one kind of virus and destroys it from your body. It won't recognize all the viruses. So there's one more plus point here with vaccinations. What happens when these antigens are those spikes which I told you we inject in your body? So then actually in your immune system, automatically they create memory cells. What exactly is a memory? It's like a computer memory. These cells, they recognize that pathogen. So in future, if the same pathogens attack your body, immediately the antibodies or the soldiers inside your body are created and they will destroy them. So that means the vaccines will have long-term effect. It's not for short duration, like you are getting something like maybe you have headache or you have stomach pain or something, so you take a medicine and it gets cured. But whereas vaccines have lifetime, sometimes vaccines help throughout your life. So since the corona is a new vaccine, we don't have any data to support it, how long it's going, maybe 6 months or maybe 8 months, maybe 1 year. We don't have it. That will come to know after 1 year. So now this vaccinations, now the last point we have, create herd immunity. How does it help it? Herd immunity, when majority of the population in the country gets vaccinated, that we call it as herd immunity. So how does herd immunity helps other people who are not vaccinated? Why they're not vaccinated? Maybe of many reasons. I told you, pregnant ladies are not supposed to have vaccinations. People who had cancer and comorbidities and people who have HIV, they are not supposed to be vaccinated. So when these people are in the community which has herd immunity, and even these people are protected. Why they are protected? Because 80% of the society is vaccinated, so they cannot pass on the pathogens, or they cannot pass on the virus to others. That's how we help. That's all we have time for this. So if you like the video, please share with your friends, like it and subscribe. Till we meet next time, goodbye guys.